Today we are going to be talking about pests and diseases.
Have you ever thought about how pests and diseases can affect food and its security? No? Well, neither have I, so I found someone to tell us more about it.
Hi, I'm Mildred, and since you don't know much about pests and diseases, I'm going to help you. So, what questions do you have?
Well, what even is the issue? I don't even know what it is. There are so many issues in the world.
Well, pretty much. Pests and diseases can kill multiple things that farmers grow. Globalization, trade, and climate change, as well as agricultural buildup and biodiversity loss, have all affected the spread of pests and diseases. Pests and diseases can easily spread to countries and may lead to an epidemic. They can also cause huge losses to crops and pastures, threatening the jobs of farmers and the food and nutrition security of millions at a time.
Oh, I'm starting to get it. So do pests and diseases only affect third world countries or first world countries as well?
I guess you could say that developing countries are most affected by pests and diseases, as they are limited on money and resources. When pests and diseases infect the agriculture, they are unable to kill them all and save their crops. Therefore, farmers cannot make money as they have nothing to sell and there will be a limited stock of that particular crop. Pests and diseases also affect developed countries. When crops are infected, it impacts the whole ecosystem. This means that in that season very few or no crops will be harvested, meaning they have nothing to sell, and if they do sell it, it is at an extremely high price due to the lack of produce.
Well, this is starting to make sense, but how many agencies are trying to help pests and diseases go away?
There are many different types of agencies that can help. Pests that spread diseases to food and crops have a very big impact on our health and on our foods. Examples of agencies that are helping food security by monitoring and controlling the pests are the Vector Control Agency. The Vector Control Agency helps get rid of pests such as mosquitoes, which can transmit diseases to humans through any types of food. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization is another type of agency that helps with pest and disease control. In order to protect plants and crops, farmers use a spray that has special types of chemicals in it to make sure that the pests stay away from the plants and the crops.
I'm still finding this sort of hard to believe. Do you have any statistics or specific case examples on pests and diseases?
Actually, I do. It's about a disease called bird flu. Bird flu started affecting domestic birds, wild birds, and humans around July of 2003 in Southeast Asia. This was the biggest and most serious outbreak of bird flu kept on record. In this outbreak, over 50 countries in Africa, Asia, Europe, and the Middle East were affected, and many different animals that we eat for food, such as chickens, ducks, and turkeys, were all affected. I will show you some of the stats on screen now.
Wow, this certainly is a lot to take in. But by any chance, do you know what is going to happen to the future of pests and diseases with the management strategies implemented?
Pests are continuing to evolve. They are now becoming more tolerant and able to resist common pesticides, causing consequences to our environment and human health, as it is now harder to prevent them from destroying our crops and landscapes. This impacts food security, as it means that we will have less edible crops fit for human consumption.
Landscapes are now also becoming increasingly vulnerable to pests and diseases. Therefore, they now spread more rapidly and affect a wider range of crops, wiping out more food in one go and possibly causing a worldwide food crisis. To avoid this disastrous event, we are trying to work on the diversity of the crops so that less crops are able to be affected by a single pest or disease.
Wow, you have definitely taught me so much. Thank you a lot, but it's getting late now, so I'll see you later. Goodbye.